gas prices are roughly 30 cents cheaper than they were last Labor Day. So gas prices are significantly down compared to a year ago. They're 283 in Tyler today, on average. A week ago it was 289, so gas prices have come down another 6 cents in the last week. They came down overnight about a penny, and that's kind of the trend we're seeing in most places around Texas is gas prices are coming down. Um, and it's good news for drivers who are taking a road trip on Labor Day. It is a popular road trip holiday, and so, a lot of people will be saving when they fill up. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. So how many people are expected to be traveling this Labor Day?
Yeah, we see a 9% increase in overall travel volume and bookings compared to last year. And so it's going to be a very busy Labor Day on the roads and also in the air. Seattle's the number one destination this Labor Day, and that's because of Alaskan cruises. They're really popular this time of year. A lot of people want to get away from the heat and celebrate the end of summer, taking a nice cooler cruise up to Alaska.
Right, and I was actually going to ask that the top Labor Day destinations. So, are there any other destinations that are going to be heavy on travel this weekend?
Yeah, so when we look at Labor Day here in Texas, we see San Antonio is a popular destination. Lakes are going to be popular, of course, area lakes. The beaches, Galveston, Port Aransas, Corpus Christi, those places will be very popular this weekend. And, a lot of people want to celebrate the end of summer. School's back in session, but a lot of families might take a quick road trip. Some people are flying this weekend. Of course, about 90% of those who travel will take a road trip. Another 8, 9% will travel by air. And then you have those who are taking cruises, and also bus and train travel. So it'll be a very busy weekend no matter which mode of travel you take. Today will be one of the busiest days on the roads, especially in major metro areas. You want to avoid the afternoon, evening commute in those major arteries, on those major arteries in large metro areas.
Right, and so how far are people expected to travel? Is there a certain mileage that we're looking at?
We don't look at the mileage for Labor Day. Our Labor Day forecast is a little different than some of our other forecasts. So when you look at the three major holidays during summer, you have Memorial Day, then 4th of July, and then Labor Day. Labor Day is the least traveled of the three. It is still very popular, of course, but people, road trips are really popular for Labor Day.
And then I know you mentioned some gas prices as well. Um, Specifically in Tyler, but are there any other is there any other costs that people may be spending on gas, Americans may be spending on gas, or even just Texans this
Well, we
weekend?
know that, excuse me, I'm sorry, I have some sort of cold. We know that domestically travel costs are down about 2% overall. So hotels are down, rental cars are down. So the cost that it takes to travel is down compared to a year ago. And so that includes gas prices, which are down about 50 cents, which is a really good chunk when you look at it, when you look at the average. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Excuse me. So sorry.
Oh no, you're fine. So my next question, of course, it's the Labor Day holiday, but why are there any other reasons why gas prices are dropping?
Well, so the main ingredient in gasoline is crude oil. When you look at the price of crude oil a year ago, it was $90 a barrel. Today it's $75 a barrel. And it's been pretty stable. So that's one of the biggest factors. Of course, there are situations around the world that could change that in a moment's notice. You have the tension in the Middle East. We're in hurricane season, but barring any of those situations, right now it looks like gas prices will continue to drop as we go into fall. This is not
Um,
normal.
oh, no, you're
Sorry.
fine. You're fine. So will gas prices keep going down after Labor Day? Well, I know you just
That's a
mentioned
good question. Yeah.
fall, so.
Yeah, so what we do expect is the normal trend. Gas prices typically go down in the fall. We'll switch over to winter blend gasoline here in September, October timeframe, and that will be cheaper for drivers. Winter blend gasoline is a little bit cheaper to produce, and some of that cost savings gets passed on to consumers. Right now, we're on summer blend gasoline, which is more expensive. And that's required by the EPA. Summer blend is because it reduces the amount of smog that's produced by a vehicle, the way that the fuel burns at the temperature it combusts. And so, not to get too scientific, but it essentially reduces smog and it's required by the EPA, but it's a little bit more expensive to produce. And so that's why summer gas prices tend to be a little bit higher.
And so how are these lower gas prices affecting travel plans for the holidays? I know there's probably going to be many people at the gas stations. So do you mind just explaining a little bit about that, if you know?
Yeah, and because we could see so many people travel this weekend and are seeing so many people travel this weekend, we there's a pressure on demand for fuel. So it is possible we could see some fluctuation over the next few days where the prices go up a little bit and they come back down and go up a little bit. But overall, the trend is downward. And certainly on a busy holiday weekend like this, there will be pressure on demand for fuel. Did that answer your question? I'm sorry.
Oh, yes, it definitely answered my question. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And um, I guess, is there anything else you'd like to add regarding the gas prices that I may have missed?
Well, we know from AAA studies that driver behavior is the number one factor when it comes to conserving fuel efficiency. So, or when it comes to conserving fuel. So, adjusting your behavior behind the wheel can go a long way to saving on gas. We know that from AAA studies that if you accelerate too quickly, you can lose between 10 to 40% of your fuel efficiency in town. So just easing on the throttle is a good idea. Driving the speed limit, using cruise control when it's safe to do so, those little behaviors alone can save you on fuel.